Hello and welcome back. We're on lesson 3. How do I get the interview? Lesson 3 objectives. We're going to learn to confidently navigate airline websites, research airline values and mission statement. We're going to tailor your resume for each individual airline you apply for, successfully fill out an application, complete the airline psychological assessment, and join each airline's talent search for notifications of openings. Before you get started, I would suggest that you create a new email address just for the airlines. If you're one of those that has an inbox with 3,000 messages in it, this will help you make it a lot easier to access and keep track of all the information that comes directly from the airlines. You're not going to want to miss out on any of those emails. You're going to check your email often, and please keep in mind that email is not texting. It is a letter that is sent electronically. Be sure to use complete sentences and proper English. At this stage, we've already completed your resume. Looks good. And now we're going to learn to incorporate the airline's mission statement and values into your cover letter and your resume. You're going to go directly to the airline website. Do not go to Monster, Indeed, or any of those other third-party sites. Go directly to the airline website. We'll take a look and learn exactly how to do that. For example, we're going to apply to Mesa Airlines. So you're going to Google Mesa Airlines right there. Going to Google it. And then it's going to come up right here. And that's what you're going to click on. It's going to take you to their website. Now, Mesa is not an airline that you can buy tickets on. So it's going to take you directly to their website. And it's going to look like this. You're going to go to About Us and click there. That's where you're going to find the value, mission statements, or any words that kind of stand out to you. Not every airline has it in big, bold prints. This is our mission statement. So you might have to read and look around a little bit to see exactly what their values are. You're going to take those values and you're going to go straight to your resume and you're going to put them in. Whether it's a statement up here in your positioning statement, or you're going to use it as an adjective or intertwined into your work history. But you definitely want to get those words in there because when you apply to the airlines, it's a mathematical equation or a logarithm. The computer is looking for certain words, certain characteristics to push your application into the yes pile. If it doesn't meet any of those requirements, then it's going to be thrown into the no pile and you will go no further. So make sure that you do take care into tailoring and tempering your resume to fit that airline, as well as your cover letter. Passionate about travel, people, and safety. Mesa. Okay, now we're on Mesa Airlines homepage. We've already learned about Mesa, incorporated it into our resume. They have a View Openings tab here. They also have careers, so let's take a look at flight attendants. They have an Apply Now button, which generally means that they are accepting applications. Make sure that you take a moment and you read everything there is on this page. They have bases in Phoenix, DC, Louisville, Dallas, and Houston. They have a map showing you all the places that they do fly in and out of. I do believe that the blue indicates the flying they do for United Airlines, and the red indicates the flying that they do for American. I'm basing that on the fact that there's a lot coming out of Dallas, which is a huge hub for American, and United has a huge hub here in Houston and in Dulles. You have to be at least 19 years of age, height between 4'11" and 6 foot without shoes. And then here's the full requirement. Why Mesa? This tells you a lot about their airline here in a nutshell, and these might be things that you need to incorporate into your personal one-on-one interview with them as well. So know the airline that you're applying for. You don't want them to think that, oh, I'll just take any flight attendant job. That may be the case, but you want them to think and know that, no, I chose Mesa for a reason, or I chose Republic for a reason, or I chose Delta for a reason. Tells you about their training. Once selected, you'll be flying to Phoenix, Arizona for instruction at our state-of-the-art training center. Well, you'll learn everything you need to know to be a successful flight attendant. Lodging and some meals are provided. Training consists of 3 weeks. So see, this is going to tell you all you need to know right here. Okay, let's click Apply Now. We'll give it a minute to load. When you apply to the airlines and fill out these applications, I do think that it's best that you use a computer. It's a lot easier. And now, if you have to do it on your phone, that's fine. I know that you can do it on tablets as well, but tablets sometimes come up differently, and they have different buttons or different areas to click. So it's just it's a lot easier if you do have a computer that you can fill this out. You can always go to the library or borrow someone's if you don't have one. Okay, you're going to need to sign in. So, if you haven't registered, you're going to register. You're going to fill out all this information. You're going to write down on a piece of paper, Mesa Airlines. Here's the email address that I used. Here's my password. That way you can always go back to it and you know, because you may have to do different passwords for different airlines. So you want to make sure that you're able to get back into the account once that you have created one. Okay. This gives you more of a job description and requirements. Now, then you're going to go into actually apply. And as you can see, I am unable to apply unless I fill out this information. So, from here on, you're going to fill out this application on your own. If you have any questions, please let me know before you go any further. If you come upon a question that you don't know how you should answer it, stop the application and reach out to me. Take your time when you are filling out these applications. One click no when it should have been yes sends you to the no pile. You do not want that to happen. So be very, very careful. Okay. Now, we are going to go try another airline. Let's try United. Now, you can't see what I'm doing, but I am typing into Google United Airlines. Okay, now you can see. As you can see, it comes up right here. I'm just going to click on that. And it's coming up. Okay. As you can see, this looks a lot different. The home page looks different than it does at Mesa, because United Airlines is in the business of selling tickets and they want you to book flights. So you're going to go all the way to the bottom. Maybe go back up just a tiny bit. Okay, now you're at the bottom of the home page. Go right here to careers. Do you see careers? Okay, you got to click on careers. Okay. Type in, well, as you can see, flight attendant is already there. Search. And there are no flight attendants that come up. They do have jobs, but just no flight attendants. So you're going to go up here. Next step is to join the talent network. What that means is you're coming in and you're putting in your email, your name and your email address and your resume so that they can send you notifications when flight attendant jobs do open or any jobs that you qualify for based on your resume. So definitely join the talent network. They're called different things on different airline sites, but make sure that you join all the airlines' talent networks. Okay, let's go to American. Okay, American Airlines. Once again, I'm Googling and I'm going there. I'm scrolling to the bottom and I'm finding careers right here. Okay, now join our talent community. United's was Talent Network. This is Talent Community. You can search open jobs. Search by keyword, flight attendant. And they do not have any openings for flight attendants at this time. But as you can see, they've got customer service agents. They have IT, developers, part-time staff assistant at Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, customer service manager of cargo services in Los Angeles. They've got several pages of jobs here that you may be interested in. It doesn't hurt you as you're waiting to be hired as a flight attendant or waiting for the flight attendant positions to open. It makes sense to perhaps apply for other positions within the airline. It definitely is not going to hurt you. Okay, let's try one more. Now, as I'm doing all this, do not forget, I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom again, or we're going to, let's see, go back to the main page. I think it's just taking me to let's go back to the main page. Right above careers is about us. Don't forget to look at about us and incorporate their values and mission statement into your resume as well. On the About Us page, you can also find the careers, inclusion and diversity. Let's click on that. Talks about their culture, best place to work. And this is where you're going to find the information you need to put on your resume. Okay, let's try one more. Let's see, Frontier. Okay, we're going to scroll down to the bottom again. Here's careers. Okay, work here. Read all about the work perks, work at America's Greenest Airline. That's kind of a key topic with them, so make sure that you incorporate that on your resume. And you're going to go back up to flight attendants and click on flight attendants. Apply now. Sorry, this opportunity is only available for Frontier Airlines employees. So that gives you a hint that, hey, they're going to hire from within. So you're going to want to take a look at the other careers that are available and then work your way to being a flight attendant. Okay, let's try Omni, which is a charter. Okay, Omni Air International. Okay, this will tell you about Omni, omnipresence, wherever you need us to be. A partner you can count on anywhere, anytime, all the time. Elevating people, connecting worlds. Keywords. Okay. Now, work for Omni. Theirs is not down at the bottom, although it might be down at the bottom as well. It is. Let's go to work for Omni. Pilots, flight attendants, mechanics, and operations. Flight attendants. Fly with Omni. You can look at their salary, health benefits, and the flight attendant benefits. Essential duties, qualifications, requirements, and mental capabilities. Okay, let's view open positions. Right here, notify me about future openings. This is their talent community, or they're joining their talent network, just like you saw at the other airlines. Let's put in flight attendant. See what comes up. Go down to the bottom, search for jobs. Unfortunately, no positions at this airline at this time. So, okay, let's take it back to Frontier. Let's see if they have any. I do not see where they have. Oh, maybe so. Maybe you can sign up here. Nope, that's to get your travel benefits. So I do not see where they have a joining the network of future notifications at this point. Okay. Well, now that we've looked at several different airlines and how to apply, you now know, do not go to Monster, do not go to Indeed or any of those third party. Go directly to the airline website. They're going to give you the best and most accurate and the only information that's going to help you to apply. And again, look at all the jobs. Look to see if there's a way that you can get your foot in the door with that particular airline. Some airlines require you to take a pre-employment assessment. Now, these assessments come in various forms. They show aptitude, personality, leadership traits, decision-making skills, and just an abundance of other information. They can be confusing, but they're not hard. And generally, there are no right or wrong answers, but you must take your time and read carefully. Now, if English is your second language, you may want to have an English speaker available to read the questions with you. We just want to make sure that you do not answer in the opposite that you should be answering. So they test your first answer, what just initially comes to mind when you read the question. So let's go to some examples. I tend to have mood swings more often than others around me. Now, we all hate these questions, but basically we know no. If you're a moody person, do not let it be known here. So, I tend to have mood swings. No, you do not have mood swings, so you strongly disagree. Another tip, though, is you do not want to always strongly disagree or strongly agree. That shows very headstrong in one way or the other, that you're not immovable, that you do not have an open mind. It means that I'm right or I'm right, and there's no gray area. So, but in something like this, where mood swings, that's not a good thing to have at work, you strongly disagree. I don't hesitate when making decisions. Now, this is a prime example where you don't want to say, I strongly agree. You want it to be known that you make decisions and you make them easily. However, you do stop and think about them. So you could go here, somewhere in here. Again, these questions are not meant for you to have to study them or to really think about them. They want your gut reaction, but before you click, make sure that you're not strongly agreeing because you think it says, I don't have mood swings. Oh, that's true. No, they're saying that you do have mood swings. Disagree. Okay, as you can see, there are different forms and different ways to answer the questions. I am the kind of person who sees the big picture, focusing less on the small details. Now, in my opinion, this is kind of a hard one because you want to be able to see the big picture, but you always have to see the details as well, because in the airline industry, you've got to see the details. You've got to be paying attention to the small things, the rules, the regulations. So think about the industry that you are applying in, which is the aviation industry. Think like aviation. So then I would put disagree on this one. So go through and read some of these questions. Think about them. Kind of get your mindset right. Remember that you do not always want to answer to the right or the left. You want to be flexible. You want to be movable. You want to be able to work well with others. That's the picture that you're giving them. So, for example, I express my opinions, even if others in the group disagree with me. This is where you're not going to want to go all the way here or all the way here. Show some flexibility. I try to let things work out on their own. Remember, you're on an airplane. Can't just let the incident die down. You have to fix whatever the issue is. To be honest, people often take advantage of me. Also, not a characteristic you're going to want to have as a flight attendant. So, of course, take yourself out of the industry that you're in now, put yourself in the aviation industry, and think like a flight attendant. Along with these psychological and personality tests, they may ask you to figure out some other types of questions. Now, personally, I don't know why, unless they're looking for your reasoning skills, that they have now started incorporating these into assessments. But Of course, the airlines don't ask me for my opinion. So, example 1. You've got to figure out what the next step is. After 1, 2, 3, what comes 4? The next shape in the series is this one. How do you solve this question? The upper left black dot in the first shape is moving 6 places or squares clockwise along the perimeter. The second black dot is moving 3 places or squares clockwise along the perimeter. So you have to find the pattern. This question tests your aptitude. You have to figure out which one of these fits here. You're going to be looking for the pattern. The plus sign is the answer. And here's how you solve it. In each row, the shape turns 90 degrees clockwise, and half of a side disappears every step. In each column, the shape turns 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and a half of the side disappears every step. Now, before you panic, not every airline has you do an aptitude test such as this nature. But you'll get through it. Just breathe, relax, and take your time. There's really no way to study for an assessment or one of these aptitudes or psychological tests. Just go with your gut. Your personality, who you are is totally in line with being a flight attendant. And that is going to come through in your answers. You just have to be careful and pay attention to each question and pay attention to the details. Questionable questions. Will you now or in the future require sponsorship? U.S. citizens answer no. You should always, everyone should actually always answer no. This, for some reason, is a question that stumps people, and they answer yes when they should have answered no, and then their application automatically gets sent to the bad place. Desired salary, anything. Your salary is going to be contractual. Your salary is what it is. It's negotiated and it's signed into a contract. So everyone starts out making the same. Everyone gets raises at the same time. The good flight attendants make as much as the bad flight attendants do. So salary is what it is. You can't go in and negotiate to start at a higher rate or a different rate than anyone else. Have you ever been fired from a job? The answer is no. It's no because future employers cannot ask you if you were fired. So don't just go ahead and volunteer that information. In conclusion, you now have an aviation-ready resume and cover letter. You know how to navigate airline websites for the company values and mission statements and how to use that knowledge. You know to use only the airline's website for applications. You will take your time and read carefully when filling out applications and completing assessments. Be diligent in checking email and keep information organized. Organize, organize, organized. Respond immediately to all correspondence. They're not going to come looking for you. Airlines are not going to hunt you down to get the information from you. They're going to just move on to that next person because there's about 5,000 people standing in line behind you. So make sure you stay on top all your correspondence and all your applications and assessments. Next, what can I expect in an interview? Lesson 4.